Good morning, YouTube. It's Rick Nixon from Nixon's Garage, here working on that 1959 Buick Electra 225 for Rat Rod Build Off Ratstock 2024. Thought I'd jump on and give you an update to where we're at. Yesterday I took the car completely apart. This is the frame. It's upside down. We're going to do all the welding on the bottom side, lay some gussets in here and there. Then we're going to flip it over and start putting it back together. Let me show you some of the stuff we've got done to keep you up. So since the last time you were around, we got some rear airbag mounts and a rear shock cross member put into place. Up in the front, we got some radius rod brackets, some airbag mounts, and some axle pivot brackets for our home-built twin I-beam rat rod suspension. Here's the radius rods. We got a little finish welding left to do on those, but we've already fitted them on. They have their airbag mounts. They have their brackets to attach to the axle, and they're threaded for the tie rods to go in. Over here on this table, we got our axles. We built these from scratch. I should say, we designed them and we built them. We put bosses in the end for our ball joints. These will use Ford Ranger spindles and brakes. To set the camber and caster angles, we created this kingpin that drops into place and helps us set the camber and caster correctly. Using that kingpin, we put 2.5 degrees positive caster in it. You can see it leans to the rear. And although it looks like it's raked in pretty tough, with 0-degree camber bushings and the truck and the car set at ride height, we had 0.3 degrees positive camber. Now that's using 0-degree camber bushings, which look like, well, they go in here. These bushings come in quarter degree increments all the way up to 3 degrees, which can be used to give positive camber, negative camber, positive caster, or negative caster. I built it with 0-degree bushings so I'd have plenty of room for adjustability. This is the tie rods for the radius arms. We have 2 of those. And this is our steering gearbox we're going to use. It came off a 96 Ranger. It's a standard gearing box, no power steering. I'm going to attempt to use this Cobalt electric power steering. We'll see how that works. Here's our 700 transmission. It's getting ready to get painted. My friend Paula French from Transtar in Springfield, Missouri, which is about 70 miles from here, drove down and helped me take that apart. We put some new clutches and new gaskets and seals in it, a couple new pistons, and this should be ready to go. The engine I thought was a 402 that came out of my tow truck that's been laying in the back for I don't know how long, had blown head gaskets. I went ahead and tore it all the way down, and we found the rod and main bearings were showing some brass. I went ahead and checked the crank. I checked the cylinders. It's good to go. So we got some rings and some bearings. We're going to throw it together. This is our pile of parts for the engine. Can't tell much by that. Camshaft didn't look so good, so we got us a mild camshaft, more for low RPM use, kind of like a towing cam. The rear end's completely ready to go in, except I haven't put the guts back in yet because I want to weld the axle tubes to the center housing right here. I'll get that welded up today. We'll get this washed out and throw some parts in there. We narrowed it 2 7/8 inches on the left side to bring the tires in closer together. It doesn't completely center the pinion, but it gets it pretty close. When we tore it apart, it had, we took 2 of them apart because we needed another right side axle shaft. Between the 2, we found some 373 gears and a posi carrier. So that's what it'll have in it. I have lots of these rear ends. I buy them to put in the hot rods we do, or the street rods we do. They're inexpensive. Lots of them have positive traction units, good gear ratios, and disc brakes. As you know, this is the body. Somebody brought me that little keg and said, "Hey, this will make a good gas tank." I said, "I don't think that'll last very long for a big block Chevy." So we're still working on gas tank ideas. I have this 15-gallon fuel cell. We'll try to see if we can find a place to put that. As you know, I moved the rear end rearward 18 inches, and well, it started to fill up that trunk pretty good. I'm not sure what else to show you, except to tell you that today is August 31st. It's about 1 o'clock, and I got a long ways to go. I think counting today, since we need to drive on the 20th, we got 19 days plus today makes 20 days. I might be mistaken. It might be 21 days. So wish us luck. Know that we're pushing to get to that. We intend to be there. We intend to have this car there. We'll get it done. one way or another. Have a great day.